na moa ye be wo enso na nioma essay ukai abra na Peter Yesu ka chen say bra just one word or say bra na fe Peter na afi ofra say o hwe nifa o hwe benkum ofra say o mem na o mem nyina na Yesu gina ho na Yesu hwe no o mem me sure say na Peter entitlement mentality say Yesu e was a jene see Yesu jeje nkrofo sa o wache da ka e say ye de ya no na ye pai ye kako enkwagiem enye sanka mo wiase nyina wo so mo baba Kristofo until say e be nyame asem no mbeti no mbe pai aka ko enkwagiem no omoyira tinyoma bi si wo fia na wo ka wa no tumu a nothing will happen yes ready say bibi koso na hintai a nyame ombie so nkyere yen ombie so nkyere yen.
Any awoti Asokwa PIWC resident minister Pastor Emmanuel Pastor Chirebi ebra obepie mo ewo Asokwa Makion worship center fiada empaibo
Galamsey kono aye kuna enuntinom ene mampanyi ene civil society organizations edi ehyiemu atwetwe enkomo ehwede ombeye na yebetimi atu Galamsey na se krakra ewo omanyi mu na eno na executive director ma Imani Africa Ora Franklin Kujo ebisa mampanyi se enti yewo sika bia yetwade ato ho a yede ebeku etia Galamsey nana na no na mampanyi ka sese ye di sika ewura mu pa de ne sika de ye hia bi pa sika ye hia na yede atu Galamsey ase no emu odru esanse so wodi srani ekobia ya yetu Galamsey na ewose wo ma no sika ode bebo no ho bra enye sen bia ne se obema no so na wode na kwa akotena ho saa keke enya no nko asrafo no so ye hia dodo na wose baabi ahensem ne menteme ho asia mema ne homene so no eyade se yedi kan di asrafo ekọ dada enti Galamsey bia ye no so yesan hia asrafo bebre na yede wo mo akọ.
We must deploy the military on a sustained basis rather than when we make some wins, we withdraw them. But it comes with a cost because if you send troops and station them permanently to guard the forest reserves, we must feed them, we must provide them with fuel, we must give them vehicles and all the logistics they need to be able to do that. About budget, we need a substantially bigger budget than we have currently to be able to win this war. Happily, budget hearings have started. The budget for next year is going to be presented to Parliament, and my expectation is that the Minister of Finance will give a much bigger allocation to this fight against Galamsey. We also need enough troops. Our troops are stretched. We have so many chieftaincy disputes all over the country, land disputes. And so you go to Sampa, we have troops there. You go to Gonjaland, Savannah, there are troops there. You go to Boko, there are troops there. You go to Nkwanta, our troops are there. And then our troops are also on the border to protect us from terrorism. And so they are spread thin. If we take another batch of them and go and put them in the forest, it means that we are committing most of our troops to other things other than crime prevention and keeping us safe. And so that's why 9 months is a combination of the police and the army. So all of them contribute troops. And then we also have national security also contributing and all the other agencies.
Na mampanyi amananso ho eno sisese so hwese de yensa se no asia ye Galamsey fo atutu amana no wo baabi a wabra wo monkata so enti ehwe dibia ene mpempenso yensa se na dura aban no ayen hyehyeye a emana na yetutu ayenkata so no nyina wo mahase a wo mo ekata so wo so na eno na betimi aboa ama yensa se no ebetimi asi ne dada mu ebiem.
We also have to start reclamation because it's not enough to just stop them and drive them away and leave the land scarred the way it is. And so there are a few companies that have worked with the United Nations and they have come up with some trees that help to regenerate the soil and can also take out toxins from the soil. If you've heard about the Green Sahelian Wall that the United Nations was sponsoring, Some of the companies involved there have also come and tried those crops in areas that we want to reclaim. And they say that the tests are positive and they can work with us. But of course, we need to use these bulldozers and things we have recovered to level out the land before these vegetative, organisms are put in the land to be able to reclaim the land. So reclamation is one of the areas that we must look to. Happily, we should be able to get some support from green climate funds and a lot of these green funds to assist us in reclamation. But we must put our resources in first.
Na ne krokro mo ana mampanyi ekyerese se wo hye ade bakwa na ban aye na etimi ade nkunim abrano a eye excavators asesei no wo mo hye se yen register no wose kane no se yekofa excavator ni frama no ne ede ba o mayi mu ane agine saa enti aban na ni akire baabi a ekọ ene baabi o mo fafiri ye oni kura excavator no eye ne dia na so emprempren no dia wo mo dia ba wo de excavator ebe o mayi mu we so register no betimi am ye hu baabi a wo de excavator no ekọ enti ekọba ne se wutu efam agudi a ene entempa so empanyimfo ebehu.
One of the successes too is the registration of excavators. Even though the law requires excavators to be registered, nobody was registering their excavator. And so if you look at the DVLA records, there was no registration of excavators. And so anybody could bring in an excavator and take it straight into the forest. Today, we are requiring that every excavator must be registered with the owner of the excavator known. And once that is done, like he said, we've started putting trackers on the excavator so that we know exactly where they are going to. It's not only illegal miners who use excavators, contractors working on our roads, quarries and others all use excavators. And so it's impossible to just put a complete ban on excavators, but we must know where that excavator is going. If it's a construction company, they register it in their name. If they have a project and they're using it there, we know that that excavator is being used for construction purposes. And so we now can hold the owners of excavators responsible if we find the excavator in a forest reserve or engaged in illegal mining. And so that's one of the advances that we have made.
Ghana ye mampanyin John Dramani Mahama.
Na yaraso wa galamse ensemu ebra o mampani ekoshia eye CSOC na aban na lawyer pani mecha attorney general ono nyamfo Dominic anyini mu no so ho no bia wode galamse wonu mu a wato mraha na so wode onwo agima bono mu nsema kopie mu court wonu so nkontabuo ebaye na ono nyamfo Dominic anyini kasa no wache se wono na tena ye na so ye no ene wonu ma ye krado akruchire ensemu fura no ye emra foforo kra anyame ya domo a emra hyebiafo wonu ehye wonu masetena se a wode bekwa akoto wonu manim said ye be ya LI ba ko na da ho no eye LI 2462 anase 2462 no ebe ye free ho we eye LI 2505 LI 2505 eno na ye mra wode kwa ebeyi emra ema omanfo tumi anaso omanfo kwan se wonko yakwaye mu enkotu galamse wonko nkotu fam gudie no ba betwam na eno ononyamfo Dominic anyini say no kan no.
The minister and I have agreed that on the 14th of October, when Parliament resumes, we'll lay that instrument to revoke the infamous LI 2462, so that there will be no basis whatsoever for anybody to tamper with, with our forest. So immediately it is laid, within 21 days, it matures, and from that time onwards, we will not have LI 2462.
Now, Orion watches, Mr. President, and nyame ya dom yansusu adwuma ni yakan ye ho aboye ho modern pa docket be se makomako ahasan asa aduasa de yawie a sankrofo omuomu nyina no ya diamba begina emranim na mekan sa docket ya mekan wasami nipa won ho bombe se ahensia 600 esan se ba akubia nipa wom krampo betimi ya se 2018 ya keka ho na chama wuntumi ho no de nyame adoma ye ba ni ebre esan na nkrata bi akwa akotete babi na posifo adam man se kan nyina chama wuntumi wona nsam ne sei ye nya na danse bibia ewo se woba eye court na so oba ha no mo nyame adoma adwada na nka na lawyer fo se wo mra brada na so se da bi wo mra adwada wa meduru ha adwada me issue arrest warrant ni yakwa akochi no yakwa akoso ande free hono mo e de free kumase e de na bankran we ononyamfo Dominic anyini attorney general.
Currently, we have initiated prosecutions in 65 dockets. By my calculation, contains about 600 persons, illegal miners that are being prosecuted. And I'm happy to announce that in 2002, the police conducted very diligent investigations in respect of Akonta mining. But the docket was hidden until we came to power. In fact, when we came to power and I started the investigation with the Lands and Natural Resources Minister and the Forestry Commission, we were finding it difficult to get information. Subsequently, the police themselves owned up and presented the docket to my office 2 months ago. So as we speak, the charges against Chairman Wontumi, Akonta Mining, and 5 others have been signed as I speak. Currently, we are waiting for him to be read his right to remain silent, etc. We've asked that he should be brought from, Kumasi. His lawyers asked that he should be brought on Tuesday, but I'm insisting that he should be here on Monday. If he doesn't come on Monday, I'm going to order for his arrest so that he'll be brought to Accra. His rights will be read to him, and then we can start the prosecution.
Yadin Baban cry near the Quadu United, the Aboni, I can kind of form so the Quadu near the Abono, na fade yet Nejada Kamuna, yet dinasem. Na no ononyam for Anini, Ede a Tratuan watcher say, Mene a year a ban lawyer, a year Otemwafo Penny, Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice, or no so Swakasamen, what Jatum say, what the Atemwafo be an answer, attendee, equobi, a year court to be a baby, see what no more, one of the Galamse, one some quan on bedi. Etiana Galamse, some a cock or talk court, and I say, Bubowa, Busumi is your crumple from Yadia, ye see a barber trasso are finishing the baby. Wo was by a chew, could now call Tanya Busumi is your pepe, not was such a crado, and I say, could near the abo.
We have also put in place certain measures to ensure that the prosecution goes faster than normal. We have approached the Chief Justice, who has agreed to assign specialized courts for the prosecution of illegal mining cases. And I have laid before Cabinet on Tuesday, Cabinet will meet and approve the Public Tribunals Bill, which will go to Parliament on a certificate of agency. And if by December the tribunals are in place, most of the circuit tribunals will be given exclusive jurisdiction to deal with mining cases. And we will appoint the chairman and panel members of the tribunals, give them timelines beyond which they should not carry a case. So, for instance, we will insist that every mining case should end within 6 months. If there are reasons for you to appeal, that is fine, but the tribunal must deliver its verdict within 6 months.
And yet, your Benyan tribunals, I hold door head nothing, so I judge for Bia, one of the Galamse, some quan or bedi. Way, I buy lawyer Penny, Attorney General, on young for Dominic Anini.
And Chebia and Oswafo Shankita would dear one Samson, on the for Samuel and Nati, George, and a Ghana for a bedding commo. Then young common a Ghana for some de pa, and saying, was say my multi TV for one more adio more ye. Na afe said you were mostly a charge one more, you know. DSTV. Ete for mo fanche DSTV for charge ya e did that wo mo e charge na so no wo mo niam no so na ya de ane bo e de ne pa enu nti no wo mo ne wo mo di nkomo no mo hye wo mo tete ebo no so afa ekowie akira osofo yi asaba na chi asaba ka asem foforo e de akire yen na no na dom kuma e wo mra hye bedwam e ka se e kame aye se ye na dansem bi no ka kire yen etienke be yanko no ani di bre so osofo a wo hye nkita hodie ho nsem so no enka won fan to hom na ensem we beto dwa no ena dom dodo a wo mra hye bedwam so aye ho ensem twofo enhyiamu ene mra hye bedwani ma de hye mu wo tan abato empesua no so na wo san eka parliamentary committee a wo mo hye nkita hodie ho nsem so onmanyamfo Sulemana Adama akase ensem a edom kuma na keka so Rasam George enfa ne dibre ento ho ne de wo mo ne no enya adwene.
On the specific issue of DSTV pricing, the minister acted in the supreme interest of DSTV consumers in Ghana by insisting on fairness, transparency, and affordability in pay-per-TV pricing. The recent value offering of between 33% and 50% by multi-choice, following the work of the Joint Government Industry Committee, are testimony to the minister's resolve to defend ordinary Ghanaians against unfair pricing. It is accountability in action. The claim by the minority that the minister acted unilaterally and in a manner that weakens regulations under his watch is not just baseless, but false, dishonorable, and unbecoming of members of the August House of Parliament. It is on record that the stakeholder committee was chaired by the minister, but has several directors, one deputy director general and the director general of NCA, the director of innovation from the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, the MD and directors of MultiChoice Ghana, the group MD and the head of governance and regulatory for Africa of MultiChoice Group as members of the committee. How could this be said to be a one-man show? Remember, the meeting that announced the reduction in the bouquets had these people in attendance, including MultiChoice.
Na enu no na onimonyamfo yi ede eka ho biom se woton kodua eya na wayi ni mirika yansha abosome nwotwe entamu niema wosoofo wo hwe nkitahudie hunsem so ede agugu akwamu nyina ede mfasopim na abrega na fo kane no na data board dene na dama sesei no ye de bia keka ka ho a ma nkitahudie no so etimi akoso toten etie no so yemfo ye ni so enhwe so bibia na wo beka ebetimi akono said de wo pe no.
The Honorable Sam George Nati has led administration has delivered more tangible reforms and initiatives within 8 months, notably audit and recovery of broadcast frequencies in February 2025, reduction of data costs also in February 2025, established the first ever data pricing committee of NCA, MNOs and consumer groups to tackle high data charges, strategic partnership with MTN, EcoBank, British High Commission among others, institutional strengthening. He has directed Infraco to grant NITA full access to government IT infrastructure. He has commissioned a complete asset inventory of GIFEC infrastructure to optimize digital inclusion nationwide. He has commissioned a rigorous enforcement of critical national information infrastructure and data governance by the Cybersecurity Authority and the Data Protection Commission. He is bent on ending wasteful contracts. He has declined to renew the expensive Kearney GVG Common Monitoring Platform contract, saving the state millions. He has referred the shady acquisition of Airtel Tigo and the making arrangements to the Auditor General for advice. He is in the process of reviewing all the legal regimes of agencies under the ministry, 15 of them. He has added additional spectrum for better service deliveries to mobile network operators.
Emra Shebejani mo adishia wo time. Na wasan eka committee a wo mo hwe nkitahode hunsem so wo mra Shebedwam eho onimonyamfo Sulemana Adama ne ene atie
afa yemfiri amanyofo wonom ensem na Eastern Regional Director Edma Dofsu meche Domestic Violence and Victim Support Union Chief Inspector Monica Ajiman wore kokobo akodi ama wonom a woye ankrankran titiri wunim se yarebo ni bi yanase yarebi show ho a eno no yenya fa enam ni yakeka ho na wankasa obo apa wasi wedem best sani ni person person best sani nkrofo no wa sheda chiche se yenya ho ne yensa so mu a obedem.
A sexual contact by a person aware of being infected with human immunodeficiency virus, that's the HIV, or any other sexual transmitted disease with another person without the other person being given prior information of the infection. It is that sexual violence in this one said the amount can be Hena can be a bema. Maybe I said the kind sexual transmitted disease, AIDS, syphilis, imiwobi. No matter madam. Minsan will be I mean, this should be the best friend. Now, Miss Mapa will call you, now, no say, now, my tap of power, now, no side, any. Meaning, I'm running said, wow, it's this sexual abuse we have in time, and then we use this Criminal Offense Act. That's the act we use when we are dealing with this criminal issue. Say, a pop starts to say, because you are 10 years, 5 years.
Ano Eastern Regional Director Edma Dofsu mechre Chief Inspector Monica Nene ena yete no
Yade kaseni kopiemo ewo Sefi Yoso na Sefi Yoso Municipal Assembly no ene Ghana Tourism Authority for akabom Sefi Yoso Koko City Experience o mapa hontoma na sadwumedie no November bosome no ena ebekwoso na hontoma pa no ena ekwoso ewo Sefi Yoso Municipal Assembly ede etitiri ne anintini ebeka ebomu na no ena mensi na ban crotchia owo ho onimonya onmanyamfo Dominic Jessin eka se wo ba se hwiyo so a wo madwuma wo mo ye pa eye koko enti wo ma koko ne ye ne enye se eye aduaba bia keke na emom entwi afoforo emfiri enkronkro so emfamra se hwiyo so.
That grows in our soil. It is the soul that binds our families, the strength that builds our communities, and the pride that positions us on the world stage. This festival offers us the unique opportunity to showcase our culture, innovation, and resilience to remind the world that behind every bag of cocoa exported from Ghana lies the sweat, sacrifice, and determination of a Seshi farmer. It is a platform where the richness of our heritage meets the possibilities of our future. As the African proverb reminds us, until the lion tells its story, the tail, the hand will always glorify the hunter. For too long, the story of cocoa has been told from the perspective of international markets, buyers, and consumers. But today, through Cocoa City Experience, we tell our own story. We tell the story of the farmer who rise at dawn to tend their farms with hope and prayer. We tell the story of the women who process and trade, adding value to the beans and feeding their households. Tell the story of our youth who, through creativity, entrepreneurship, and technology, are reimagining cocoa for a new generation. Above all, we tell the story of a proud people whose heritage, identity, and destiny are deeply intertwined with the cocoa tree. Cocoa City Experience is therefore not just an event, it is a movement of identity. Swallowing shoe disease.
Onmanyamfo Dominic Jesse eye mensino aboy krochia owo seshi na enuachinom enwonyamfo Gilbert Abeku Santana ena yedinim no oye deputy CEO Emma Ghana Tourism Authority wade etu dwasem tourism authority no ebeka ene nananomati na nkonwa wo mo wasehwiyo so ebeka bom na wo mama sehwiyo so asan ejina ne nan so biem ene se ombebo dawuro akire wiase afana nyina.
Wisdom of the traditional authorities, Nananom, the commitment of the municipal assembly, the energy of our youth, and the support of Ghana Tourism Authority. We shall make Sehiwi also a beacon of heritage, culture, and sustainable tourism. Under the leadership and the presidency of Professor John Evans Atamils of blessed memory, the Parliament of Ghana passed an act called the Act 817. This is the law or the legislation that established the Ghana Tourism Authority as government agency responsible for the promotion, marketing, and the regulation of tourism in Ghana. It is therefore incumbent on us, as the Municipal Assembly has taken this bold initiative of creating a cultural experience called the Cocoa City Experience. Government agency shall promote and market this experience and draw more people to come to this community, which in turn going to affect the economic activity and livelihood of the people. Ghana Tourism Authority participates in international expos and exhibitions in Germany, in Netherlands, in Spain, in UK, United States of America, and several countries abroad. We shall include Cocoa City Experience.
Deputy CEO Emma Ghana Tourism Authority eye onmanyamfo Gilbert Abeku Agri.
Adisha fe fakase ne engromo na yenkwama no ne ensemu na Israel ene Gaza ento comment me ho ase na ene kopa na enanu ya ena omampani Donald Trump wo frɛ eye Israel Prime Minister Owura Benjamin Netanyahu ama nikopi mu ho na ode wono ne hyehyeye a wode agu apono so a wo ba beginam sentem ginafo na asundwe aba Gaza no wode etu nanim no kwase wode tu nanim no duru bi na se Owura Netanyahu enye se de nanka na adwen wo so bɛyɛ no enu ne wom nanso wɔse magia tumira Matiasie na eno na empanifuo bi te se wonom a eye Egypt mampani afei Qatar emme ne wonom akeka ho wonom frɛfrɛ eye Hamas empanifuo yi se monye ntum nanso Hamas empanifuo no kyese dabi yanyintum sasa Hamas fo no wonom so hwɛ nsɛm na ewo mu na wonom ena won ho bom wonom pɛ sɛ obɛgya tum ena no mampani Donald Trump de ato eye ne Facebook say me mamukosi kwasi ada nyame ado kwasi ada no nsia bɔ a atwam mo wo efiri samre ya kwasi ada nwumre no nsia na nsia ne bo a ene meta Israel fo achi ene eja bia na satemu da bi obeto de agu so no ene memfa ho na wo hwe ensam no agreement ni mo ensam no dia ewo mu no a ene say enka wo mo de won sasa se wo mo gitu mu a don hwere aduosom mienu na se nansa entem no wo se afanu nyina prisoners of war na se won mo a wo ye aman mienu won ma de hye a ya chichi wo mo no obi anyai na ne yonko de no wonko anase wo oma ne kwan na wonko afei etu obekwa akotwere ba bi atwere ojambom onte bombu bia esum biem afei eno efiri ho no mo a Gaza nkasa no ba be bia ya Donald Trump kire se enye obi ya yemfa nhye Israel nsa ene yemfa nhye Hamas fo nso nsa Hamas muni tumi woso na emo ye beti abedwaku a ebi efiri Palestine womo ena ekwa akohwe eye dia ebekoso anaso womo kwekwa akotutu niama wo Gaza na saa abedwaku ya ye kwa akote womo ama wono makwa akohwe Gaza entutuye yi no wonum din eye board of peace no wonum dwom tenani ani pani a wodaw ma no eye mampani Donald Trump no ya America mampani na mpanifu a wonum wakata ena afensu Egypt wonum ye hyesen ke betimi Hamas monyintum nanso wonum monyintum no wonum anu nrubom mo esan say saa adehye ya chichi wo mo Hamas fo Israel adehye Hamas fo chichi wo mo asie no wonum enni wo mo sutumi wonum ni ba bi wo mo hya obeka say oja wonum am wo makọ enhwemu kyerɛ sɛ Israel adehye Hamas fo achi wonum nko abɛɛsɛ aduanan enwotwe 48 nanso emu aduonu pɛ ne te ase na kyerɛ sɛ aduonu nwotwe de wonum afiri atasefo asasi so Israel fo achi Hamas fo bebre bubruja na entokoi efiribra ehya ase edifiri October bosom ne de toso enso afimpinu ne aduonu miensa 2023 mu no nipa nko wonum afiri wonum ahwere mo nko wa Gaza 66,288 na chese Gaza for de enko a eno no na Gaza for Hamas wonso kokoto share Israel for so a 7th October wonum ku nipa 1,200 na afen so wonum echiche nipa 251 wafa wonum no mom na ne nyina mu no wose wo adikosi ada enwumre no nsia na chese deal no etwam enti de ensam ne de efiri ho eba eno no arehye de kase ne nyina asi yenhwe de edi emu akotene ebie Pastor Emmanuel Yerebi de ato agirifo anim se yenya bre na yentwen rade anim na obema yakwankyere
Mampanyin John Dramani Mahama akasasa galamse yebetimi atuase a yehia sika ene asrafo bebre.
Attorney General Charles Samre de wonma ye krado nipa be se ahensia 600 de ye de kwadu ye wi omo kwadu ye de babebo wonma achema untumi eka ho.
Edom kuma womra shebe dwem so osofo wo hyenkita hodie wonsem so enfa ne dibre ento na mmom no edom dodo ne se omo ne wo nya adwene.
Wasi so nim say yareyenfo bi ewo ho babaso yenfo bi wo ho na o hye dade kwasane nkrofo a wo watomra itimechew adutum
ensem bi eka we ho ene yensemfo se mu de ma ye ne etina se na yade som se nonum mpai mu kase On Pent Radio 100.1
yada ohine spices na fe so ohine no dairy padded milk kase so wona mefa kase hu ka enu nti ene eye weekend yu ko no apebi eno na edibe no aduane weekend nyina na ema efie aye de adwempa hene boy chudom sanso na seke oki oni yada kwesi brefi wonum ene tena technical room on streaming live on Facebook and afensi YouTube ede ema yen akenkan for na eye me ohine banya akomene
mame ajoa ahenkra kechiri
yadi wasi nyame ya adomu a edwada obesan ate yen kabiem yakraw
Pent Radio 100.1